February is Black History Month. This is a time for celebration, commemoration, and reflection of critical people and milestones in our history and our journey towards social justice and equality. I'd like to share a quote from Jackie Robinson, who was the first African American to play Major League Baseball. He said, "A life is not important except in the impact it has on other lives." This is the challenge that I pose to you. Create waves of positive impact on others' lives today, tomorrow, and always.
In honor of Black History Month, I want to draw attention to the story and work of Fannie Lou Hamer, a voting and women's rights activist and organizer who founded the Freedom Democratic Party, the Mississippi Freedom Summer, and the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee in the 1960s and 1970s. Hamer's story is a harrowing one in the annals of the civil rights movement. Her best-known quote, "I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired," is a concise statement of the indignities and inhumane treatment of African American men and women seeking to make progress against harassment, gerrymandering, extortion, and violence. Hamer continues to be an example of the power of resistance in the face of prejudice, discrimination, and legal constriction, which is why she represents many of the qualities we should look to remember and to honor during Black History Month.
It made me think of a quote from Nelson Mandela and his work in South Africa. And I quote, we were expected to destroy one another and ourselves collectively in the worst racial conflagration. Instead, we as a people chose the path of negotiation, compromise, and peaceful settlement. Instead of hatred and revenge, we chose reconciliation and nation building.
I just want to take a moment today to talk to you about someone who has had a significant impact on my life, and that is Mrs. Michelle Obama. What struck me at the beginning was that she was a professional career person in her own right prior to stepping in that role, but she very easily and gracefully transitioned into her role of supporting her husband as president. Raising their daughters. She encouraged millions of young people, girls especially, to be passionate in their goals. And she did so on a platform of kindness. And I think that is something that I've always aspired to.
This February, we remember and recognize the achievements of many heroic Black Americans. But we honor them most by continuing their work, our work.
As I think about Black History Month, I think about the work of Dr. Martin Luther King, where he wanted to break down injustices and unfair treatment for workers and families, whether he was marching in Selma or Montgomery or Memphis or giving a speech in Detroit or Chicago. He always talked about fairness and equality and how we needed to right the wrongs of previous generations and open up opportunities for others. So as we think about that in the year 2021, how can we help others be lifted up? How can we help unfair treatment? How can we speak up? How can we make life better for others? That's what I think Black History Month is all about, and for each one of us to try to treat others more fairly and more kindly.